Welcome to your meditation. This is your time to center yourself, connect with yourself, connect with this incredible guiding system that is within you. And to do this, you take a couple of deep breaths in. And if you had your eyes closed, you can open them. Try to focus just on the stones that are on the cards. See which one's attracting you the most, which one you're drawn to, which one is kind of calling you. Could be a soft nudge, or it could be an emotion that was tied to it, that is kind of triggered by it. Could be the colors, the positions. And when you're ready, you can go down in the description to the timestamps. Let's begin. Hello, my group ones. Welcome to your pick a card reading for the next 2 weeks. So this is your bi-weekly forecast. I'm sorry if I been a little MIA. I was out of town, decided to take it easy with the videos, but we're back and I'm kind of leaning towards doing a monthly reading for all the horoscopes. Let me know down below if this is something that would interest you. Welcome to everybody that this is your first time. Welcome. Super stoked and happy that you're here, that we're able to connect. The way I operate is I read basically the overall energy of the next 2 weeks, what we need to know and where is it all going. You have a couple of oracle cards in there as well. And yeah, this is for April's new moon. Yeah, April's, because it's April 30th. And like I said, it's not, like I always say in my videos, it's not limited to this time frame. If you're watching this on a completely different date, there's probably something in it for you if you've been attracted to this video, of course. And let's start. Let's go with your overall energy. You had 2. You had a chakra card and you had a major arcana. So right away with the major arcana, shadow, which is also the moon card. In the next 2 weeks, remember we're going through eclipse seasons, okay? So there's a lot of things that are going to come up. This is a good time to reflect on your vision for your life. It's also a new moon. So you reflecting on a vision that you want to manifest will be very important, but to monitor and really see the limiting beliefs that come up this weekend will be that much more important, especially for you here, group 1, because for the next 2 weeks, you're probably going to feel a lot of things coming back up to the surface, things that you've probably thought that you were done with. Especially things about your heart's desires, because you have the sacral chakra card over here, which represents, the I am, that potent energy of creativity, you being one with it. They usually call it the seat of your soul. So this is where your soul kind of drives everything. Through the center you create, right? We make babies through the center usually. It rules the sexual organs. So it is really the union between you and universe, God, source, whatever you connect with. And with this attachment, with the shadow, with this moon card, the things that come up is really going to be the things that you realize that you want to do and become. Who do you want to become? What is emerging from you? It's been like a big theme for me to really ask empowering questions instead of disempowering questions. I think his name was Michael Bickman. And he is the person that introduced this to me. It's when we're in hard times, we tend to really ask this empowering questions. Why me? Why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? These are all questions that don't really get us anywhere. It just amplifies the problem instead of really asking, okay, who do I need to become to solve this problem? What is emerging for me? What is it that I could learn from this situation? These are all solution oriented, right? And from my experience anyway, being solution oriented has helped a lot more than kind of problem oriented. So this is the overall energy. This is something to pay attention to for the next 2 weeks, in addition to everything that I'm going to be saying, right? So let's start with what we need to know. And there was like so many cards for each deck. I don't know if it's because I haven't been reading for a while. So you have the Blade, the King of Blades, the King of Swords. You have the Queen of Swords, one right after the other. That's very interesting. You have the Five of Wands in reverse. You have the Magician card, Major Arcana. You have the Three of Swords, Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and Emperor. In where this is all going. Give me a moment. So the first thing that comes out to me is the flower. It's orange again. So there's definitely this sense of you getting touch with your soul. You getting back in touch with who you are, who you want to become. And you have the Magician card that's right next to these beautiful colors and flowers that represents, to me anyways, the sacral chakra. And chakras are just vortexes of energy. We have them all through our spine. Our body is literally energy. And where the nerves are located, it has been proven to actually generate, what's the word I'm looking for? Generate almost like an electrical field. So chakras have technically been proven. Even the colors have been proven to generate the energy and the vibration that each center projects on our spine actually creates a color, actually creates a color pattern that matches that of specific colors. So I don't even know why I'm telling you all this. There's probably something in it for you to remember that you are an electrical field, and you will generate a vibration, and therefore you will attract whatever you're vibrating, right? It comes back to this Magician over here. So what we need to know, you have the King and the Queen of Swords. You're really becoming very meticulous with how you talk to people, how you talk about yourself, how you speak to people, how you speak about yourself. I'm feeling like it's like you're slicing through the BS, especially when it comes to your own mind. I'm almost sensing like there's an external party, a male oriented, someone who's exhibits masculine energy, someone who's very in their head. And even this person, whether they're aligned or not, I'm kind of sensing they're disaligned because the head is kind of tilted to the side. It doesn't even phase you anymore. It's like you see a situation, you see it for what it is, and you're just not having it. It's like instead, I'm kind of sensing like you're someone who used to avoid the problems, avoid situations, and now you're just facing them dead on. You're just facing them, and you're just like, I'm not having it. You're gonna hear what I have to say. I'm gonna speak my mind, and whether you're able to handle it or not, it's none of my problem. It's none of my, nothing I could do about it at this point. And I feel like that's going to take away a lot of the anxiety. You're just going to stop fighting with yourself. There's going to be less. Again, this is where it's going, right? So, sorry, this is what we need to know. So there probably might be, if I'm saying this is where it's going, there might still be a bit of arguments here and there, disalignment, like things that knock you off of your alignment, but it's only surface work. It's nothing deep. Although you do have the moon card over here. So the moon card does represent things coming back to the surface. All I know is that you're becoming the master magician. Okay. You've probably already achieved it. You've probably already seen benefits of this happening. And basically, where this is all going is you walking away from heartache. And like I said, I'm already getting the sense that you're already doing that, but there's still a little bit lingering energies up over here. And a lot of the surface work, in the next 2 weeks, a lot of the gunk is going to come to the surface. And I feel like you're just going to realize this is not worth it anymore. It's not worth my pain. It's not worth my energy. It's not worth my focus. It's not worth it anymore. And you're literally just going to walk away from it. That's what the Eight of Cups is all about. It's all about walking away from what no longer serves you. Here on this card, you still have cords attached. So maybe this weekend, really practice on cord cutting. Sometimes when we decide to walk away from something, our energy is still linked to the situation, the person, the people. And it's very important to cut it. It's whether it's just symbolically, these rituals that have been passed down from generation to generation, they do have consistency. Like I said, we're all energy, and our energy tends to go places. I mean, you can walk down the street, you bump into someone, this person, if their magnitude is heightened, they can actually take some of that energy from you. If you're not someone who is grounded and aligned and kind of protected too, it's going to be easy for someone to take that energy away. So this weekend, this week, preferably during the eclipse season, cut those cords. Just energetically, all you have to do is just imagine a scissors, or you imagining a scissors just cutting away throughout your whole energetic bodies, okay? Now, what's really interesting is that you have the Emperor. So like the two major arcanas are literally at the end of these readings, and they're beautiful cards. There's one right underneath the other, and so the Magician is right above the Emperor. So the ultimate entrepreneur. Whatever you're going to be walking away from, it's going to help you build on what you're already building. You have the Eight of Pentacles over here, a man working on his craft, and whatever you're going to walk away from is going to help you move towards this craft of you becoming the Emperor, really the master and the king of your domain. The king of all kings is what I consider the Emperor to be. And I almost feel like someone's going to be helping you through this. I'm saying that because you have the Emperor and he has his hand out wanting to help, that gentle hand of, here, let me help you up. Overall, this is a beautiful reading. There's only, like I said, the Moon card that's going to come up to the surface, but I do feel like you're ready for it. Again, I'm just going to emphasize on you really focusing and knowing what kind of person you want to become, where you want to go, what you want to accomplish, really seeing the ultimate beautiful vision of your life. Or if you're not able to, call it in. Call in and see what the universe, what God has in stores for you. Because more often than not, or the universe has an even bigger vision than we can even anticipate or imagine to create. Let's see the oracle cards. A higher view. You cannot make this stuff up. The higher view is literally seeing a situation from a higher perspective. In this case, seeing the bigger vision of your life. And you know what? We're going to read the book just because I find it so fitting. Number 41. She's on an eagle, not an eagle. She's on an owl, which represents the subconscious mind, which goes back to the moon card, the shadow card. Seeing from a higher perspective, conscious neutrality, letting go of judgments and assumptions, non-attachment, the ability to remain unbiased. Sometimes our lives are suction cupped to the ends of our noses, and we can't see beyond ourselves. This happens to everyone once in a while. We fall into an automatic response to life and react from a learned conditional place rather than one of awareness. Being in a reactivity keeps us repeating old patterns. Conversely, the avoidance of our triggers could keep us in our comfort zone, policing our attempts to new things. The way to be successful in your endeavors to connect with others is to step out of our sticky perspective of the world. Imagine yourself sitting on the back of a bird 1,000 feet above your life. Wouldn't your perspective change? From a higher point of view, you can see for miles. You could let go of naming or blaming the obstacles in your way and instead easily discover a path to more beautiful and compelling vistas. More can become available to you in all aspects of your life when you are able to step back and get a little distance. You can wait before responding, be more graceful in your interactions, and see how everything is connected and every experience is a gift. The world is wide open for you today. All you have to do is move to higher grounds, be mindful, and celebrate the spectacle of life's dance. This goes back to the queen, right? How she's seeing the disalignment and she's not being shaken. She's not, she's not bending the knee. She is straight and she's just going for it. But she's going for it with grace. You have all these flowers around her. So she's not being rude. She's just being true to herself in a way that is unapologetic, right? And if you're unapologetic, that doesn't mean that you need to call people names or everything. This does encourage you to step lightly because everybody is having their own issues. So just to be compassionate is another thing I would add. And for you, you have the pink tourmaline, love, understanding, compassion. It's a beautiful depiction of it. The vibration is number 2. The chakra is the heart chakra. The astrological sign is Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Virgo. The affirmation is I honor my strength and compassion. The definition of this beautiful oracle is tourmaline helps in the understanding of oneself and others. It promotes self-confidence, inspiration, and compassion. It helps to balance the logical and creative sides of the mind. It draws in love and healing. And one of the flowers associated to it is the snowbreed, cyclamen. Its meaning is serenity, tenderness, and compassion. So maybe go to your local stone shop, purchase one, keep it with you. It might help you stay grounded, may help you stay compassionate about yourself and others. And that's all I have for you, my group. ones. I hope you have enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comment section below, and let me see how it goes in the next 2 weeks. Share, like, subscribe if this is something that resonated with you. I love you all. Till next time. Hello, my group twos. Welcome to your tarot pick a card reading. This is for end of April, April 30th to be precise, but not limited to that. If you're watching this right now, it's probably because there's a message in it for you. The way I operate, I read the overall energy for the next 2 weeks, what we need to know, and where is it all going. So let's start right away. I leave the oracles at the end. You have wisdom. So this to me is the Hierophant, if I'm not mistaken, and is in reverse. So the Hierophant usually depicts very conventional ways of doing things. It's the card where it's very traditional. That's why it's usually depicted with the Pope. In reverse, it usually means to go the unconventional way. And let me just confirm that it is the Hierophant. I tend to forget sometimes. Yes, exactly. So for you, the next 2 weeks is really going to be to break free from the conventional, break free from what you think and what others have been telling you for so long, that, you know, this is the way it works, this is how it goes. It's time for you to break free. It's time for you to really let go of the old habits, the old mindsets. And if you do, I feel like there's just going to be so much that you're going to benefit from. As soon as you start stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of the conventional, stepping out of what you think or you thought, you know, the universe was about, religion was about, your work, what the definition of success is. I feel like once you start breaking free from that, you're going to literally be free. But let's see what else the cards have to say. So for you, for the next 2 weeks, really pay attention to certain conventional ways that just don't fit into the mold or the version of you that you want to bring into the future. And then you have the Fool card. You have the Two of Cups in reverse, Eight of Cups in reverse. Funny, we have that in group 1. And then you have the Temperance card. You have the Judgment in reverse. You have the Nine of Wands, Six of Wands in reverse, and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is all towards where you're heading. So what we need to know is that you've been acting the fool, meaning that you've been playing, dabbering, you've been curious, you've been asking questions, you've been having fun while you're doing it. But on the same time, it kind of feels like this was all a distraction. You've been kind of distracting yourself from making concrete decisions and walking away from particular maybe relationships, or maybe a work situation or a partnership that just wasn't working out for you, maybe a friendship. You've been just, you know, going with the flow, but this flow has actually been a huge distraction for you. And you're starting to kind of see it also, and you kind of know who I'm talking about. But overall, this is bringing you to a heightened patience. I'm kind of sensing that you're someone who didn't really have patience before, but you're starting to find this patience, especially within yourself, especially for yourself. I feel like if, like, a situation like this, you would have been very impatient and maybe drastic and just moved very quickly into, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, in this case, walking away from it. But you're actually taking your time, being a little more mindful, about the person, their feelings, even if you do know that it's time for you to walk away from it. which is good. Because at the end of the day, this partnership was very beneficial for you at some point of your life. It helped you. It taught you all kinds of stuff. You blended worlds. But you're starting to see that it's not as fulfilling. And as long as you're trying and you're incorporating different stuff and you see that there's still a lot of resistance, then, moving forward. But the patience card here is definitely your key elements in terms of energy. You have the Fool, and it's funny because you have the Fool that is in one extreme, and then you have the Patience that is in the other extreme. The Patient also invites you to stand still, stop moving so much, stop distracting yourself so much, so you can actually come up with a concrete plan or really understand the feelings behind the things that you need to walk away from. So the patience is really about, it's almost like the hermit. Stop moving, stop doing. Take 15, 20 minutes a day just for yourself so you can recenter and you can really be like, hey, what do I want? How do I want to do this? Where do I want to go? How do I want to go and about doing all this, right? Where this is all going, it's very interesting because you have the Judgment card in reverse, which is another major arcana. For those who don't know, major arcana are just like pivotal moments in our lives. You have the minor, which is just like minor just events, and they're usually depicted in 4 different suits. So you already have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. And as I already mentioned with the Fool, that's almost like a past energy that I'm feeling, or something that you need to let go of and start incorporating the Patience, the Temperance, which is all about standing still and being with your mind, right? Being with your mind, body, and kind of balancing and aligning all that. You can only do that if you're in silence. As soon as you have an external force, as soon as you're on your phone, you're no longer centered, okay? And then you have the Judgment, which is all about that awakening moments, that aha moments. And it's in reverse, so it's been delayed, probably because you have not taken time for yourself. Go to a spa. Go 3 hours at a spa where you can do hot, cold therapy. It's one of the best therapies that you can do for your body. It's one of my favorite to-goes. I say it every single card reading, at least in one of the groups. It's amazing how it relaxes your body enough to really go within, okay? So at this moment, where this is all going over here, whether it's a breakup or at least a break or something, where is it all leaving? It's leaving towards this new awakening, delayed right now. But I'm kind of feeling like it's delayed because of this 9 of Wands over here. 9 of Wands usually represents the final battle, the final kind of standstill. You're there and you're just ready and you're not backing down. So the question is, what are you not backing down from? And is it really worth it? Because then you have the 6 of Wands in reverse and the 6 of Pentacles, double sixes. Like a master number, which is, from what I remember, change, right? The 6s represents some kind of change in your life, but it's in a delay here. So 6 of Wands, which usually means recognition, that's being delayed. 6 of Pentacles, meaning that equal sense of give and take, that's been delayed. So you have like 3 cards over here that kind of give me the vibe of delay, and then you have you in the middle that's just like standing your ground, and almost like that feeling like I'm gonna fight till the end, but you don't even know what you're fighting for anymore. You know what I mean? The Temperance card comes back and back and back in my mind. I feel like this is really where the focus needs to be. And if you do not focus on this, the delay is gonna just be prolonged, right? And it's almost like with this Wisdom, with the Hierophant in reverse, it's almost like you're still playing the role of, let's say, the good wife, the good entrepreneur, or you're following certain rules that apply, that helped, but that won't really move you towards the direction you want to go. It's time to start to do certain things that you're uncomfortable and that you're not used to doing. And I feel like this is going to kind of flip the script. You're going to start seeing things moving differently. And I kind of sense like you trying different things, doing different things, even if it is within this partnership, if you decide not to leave, as long as you're doing different stuff, whether this person or this partner likes it or not, just do it in a way that feels comfortable with you without caring about what other people think. I feel like you care a lot about what other people think, and it's time to cut that out, especially out of your life. Because if this is why we think we need to be defensive all the time, put our foot down all the time. So where this is all going is for you to find that aha moment, to find this enlightenment, these things that really spark joy, the recognition that you're looking for, but more importantly, the equal give and take. If you don't come up with a better strategy that helps you in your environment, you're always going to be playing in the environment of what it's already kind of established for you. And if it's this environment is something that is unbalanced, the only balance will only happen when you incorporate it. For example, you have kids. I'm saying that because there's like two little chickadees. You have kids. They have a tendency of just like, doing whatever they want. If you establish a concrete plan, or at least almost like a parcours is what I'm thinking of. Like, find it a way that's fun, but find it in a way where it teaches them discipline. It teaches them, being organized, and showing them the benefits of being organized and also structured. You can show it in your own daily life, but creating that environment, right? Creating that new plan, that new structure. This is just one example. It could be at your work environment. To me, I feel like it's going to be more rewarding than just putting up a fight every time, a facade, and creating just environments where this equal give and take is established will really, really help you. And this is going to be through you standing still with yourself, really seeing with what you want, how you want them, and what steps are you willing to take right now towards this. And it's going to be in the unconventional way. Like, for example, if you always felt like, oh, the mother always has to do this, okay, let's switch it up. Let's see how I could do something different that will help benefit everybody in this equal exchange, right? Let's see what our oracle card has to say. A powerful move. Yes, this is kind of like what I was saying, right? Switch it up. Do something different. Make a move that gets you a little uncomfortable. Let's see what it has to say. The time for rest is over. Change is in the air. This is a powerful time when deliberate action is needed to move your intentions out of the realm of thought and into the material. From ideas into action, how do you approach a relationship to the invisible world as it influences the invisible? Do you see the relationship? Do you recognize yourself as a unique, whole, and worthy being who has a special place in the world, whose offerings are valuable, and whose life has meaning? You are a mighty co-creator, so step into that power and see your intentions manifest in the world. Real positive change is possible when you make choices from an authentic sense of self and take a conscious step towards your dreams. To take steps towards your intended experience, start first with the way you think. Let curiosity be the focus now, and display a willingness to discover new things instead of confirming your past expectations. It's kind of like the Hierophant card, right? the old way of doing things will not get you into this new version of yourself. Be open, be clear about your motives and desires, and set your intentions. Then step into the magic just waiting for you to claim it. Traveling, moving, flowing, flying, whatever describes the changes in your life, know that these are called for now. Act with thoughtfulness and awareness, and remember to be true to yourself. What is called for now is doing the things that needs to be done. All will be better than well. All will be better than well. What an exciting time indeed. So the power move, right? The you moving forward out of this conventional way is really, I feel like, the key element here. And the stone that you chose was a clear quartz, healing, amplification, intentions. The chakra is related to all of them. It's a great clearing stone as well, cleansing stone. The vibrational energy number is 4. Astrological sign, all astrological signs. Affirmations. I radiate with the highest vibration. The meaning is clear quartz is one of the most universal crystals with the versatile ability to amplify all things around it with its endless possibilities. It aids in clearing negativity and facilitates connection with higher realms and the higher self. And the herb associated to it is Lantidisia, which is Kaya leafy, which is also represents faithfulness, purity, and rebirth. Maybe check out the stone, maybe Google it and really see if there's other meanings that come out from it. You might benefit from that research as well. There might be something that comes out that resonates with you. And that is in my group too. So I really hope this has resonated. Let me know down in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. If this is something you think somebody else might benefit from. And I will see you guys very soon. Ciao. Hello, my group 3s. Welcome to your bi-weekly pick a card reading with yours truly, Katarina Licken. These are good for the next 2 weeks. This was presently recorded on April 30th for the new moon in April in 2022, but not limited to that. If you're seeing this right now, it's probably because there's a message in it for you. Energy has no boundaries, so it doesn't really matter when you watch this. Just take a note that this is good for the next 2 weeks. So the way I operate, I go with overall energy, the archetype for the next 2 weeks, but we need to know where is it all going. And let's dive in. You have oracles at the end. We'll look at those later. The third eye chakra. So because you got a chakra card, we're going to pull one more archetype, because these are just indicating kind of where this archetype will probably influence, or what will it probably influence. In your case, it will be probably your psychic abilities. You did get a ruby, which is abundance, courage, and passion as your card. That's too many cards. Just one more card. It's the overall archetype for group 3. Okay. Patience and planning. It is upside down. So if you've been resisting in really taking charge of your finances, really taking charge of certain structures, this is depicted as the seven of materials, so the 7 of Pentacles, which usually generates like, the original card is basically a man looking at the seeds that he's sowed, right? That they're growing and he's starting to see the abundance. So there is a stagnation, there is a standstill because you're looking at everything. Over here, this card goes a little more. It says the patience and planning. So for me, it's really like you've been holding on in really planning at least the next couple of steps of your life. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be going with the flow and that it should not be flexible, but especially with this third eye chakra, there's things coming your way. You're probably working in the whole spiritual realm and you've been wanting to probably put that out there and you've been wanting to incorporate everything that you've been learning out front, right? That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. But you do need to start planning. Sometimes making like 3 months, 5 months, just plan doesn't mean it's going to go like that, but it gives you, and creating, it starts planting the seeds in your mind of what kind of goals you want to attain at a certain time frame. So this actually opens up the gates of, solution oriented ways of achieving these goals, right? Now, the important part is to make them achievable so you don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen. But yeah, the overall energy for you is to be working on your psychic abilities, or maybe that's something that you want to work on. And that too, you need to start investing the time and you've been kind of lacking or avoiding to basically do that. You've been avoiding to actually practice your psychic abilities, whether it's sitting with yourself, meditating, whether it's, there's so many exercises that you can do to really tap into certain psychic abilities. And it's just a question of doing them, right? Schedule them in your busy schedule if that's the case, but do schedule them, right? We have a tendency, I saw this video and it was so true. If we go to work and our boss tells us to take out the garbage, to make something or do something, we do it without even thinking, without a blink of an eye. But when we decide that we want to do something, we tend to procrastinate, take a little time for whatever reason. It comes back to that priority, right? When we know we're doing something for somebody else, we kind of feel responsible. We kind of feel like we owe it to them because we're getting paid. Now, if you're going to put that kind of, not necessarily too much pressure, but a light little pressure on, you know what? You are the boss and you are telling you to do something, do it, right? I don't know if that helps, but that video did come to mind. Where this is all, technically, again, it's like the second time I say where this is all going. No, this is what do we need to know? And you have 5 cards over here. You have the Ace of Swords, Judgments in reverse. You have the 9 of Wands. This reminds me a lot of my group 2, which also had patience in it. You have the 10 of Pentacles and then the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And then what we need to know. Wow. Okay, let's see what this. I keep switching these two, so there's probably something interconnected over here. Where this is all going is the Moon in reverse, Strength card. You have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Knight of Pentacles upright. So there's definitely a stagnation over here in terms, and this reminds me a lot of my group 2s. If you were drawn to both, definitely check out my group 2. There might be a message in it for you. But we also had the Judgment card in reverse, and we had the 9 of Wands, and they were pretty close. They were actually right next to each other, and it was like 2 different decks, right? So for me, it's stagnation. There's like a stagnation in terms of your evolution, in terms of you upgrading into the higher version of yourself. And it has something to do with this ongoing battle, right? You always feel like you need to prove something, do something. And it's like this, final battle. And you're just waiting for this last thing to just have this epiphany. I'm here to tell you that you don't need to fight. There is nothing to fight. The fight is within your, it's all made in your head. I almost feel like it's a distraction. But what is interesting is that the blade over here, like I was kind of seeing it as the reason to all this over here, but the blade upright usually depicts a new beginning, a new way of thinking. And the resistance here is that you don't want to see this new way of thinking because it kind of goes against this persona that you've put in front of you. You have a persona that's in front of you, and you're like, this is who I am, this is what I fight for, and this is where I'm going to go. But the Blade of Swords here wants to show you a different perspective. I don't know if it's a person who exhibits this, but and it's funny because I'm really getting the vibe of the Hangman, but it's the Judgment that is in reverse. But on the same time, it is something that's suspended, right? It's like you have this coming out. You're coming out, or you want to come out of, I don't want to say the closet, just maybe you've been working on your psychic and you're kind of afraid. You feel like you need to defend yourself with certain people. And then you have this new way of thinking that's telling you you don't need to defend. You don't even need to explain anything to anybody. Just do. Let me know if that makes sense so far of what I'm saying. This is what's happening with you right now. This is what we need to know. There's a lot of abundance that's waiting for you once you're able to just move away from this heavy energy, this like, this is what I do, this is how I do it, and I'm going to defend myself till the end. Kind of like it's like you're a witch and you feel like you need to defend yourself up until the stake. Even if you get burned alive, you're still going to defend yourself, which is a lot of pride. It's in some ways, stand for what you believe in, but on the same time, I kind of feel like it's stemming from a lack, stemming from fear. Like you're afraid of something. You're afraid that you're going to lose a part of yourself if you don't put your foot down. Because the 5 over here, Pentacles, talks about lack mentality. It's usually abandonment. So you put your foot down so people know what you're talking about, know what you're about. So if they abandon you, it's like it's not your fault. You have put your foot down. Does that make sense? I'm getting like a lot of mixed vibes, but they're all like interconnected. Whatever's going on here, this sense of abandonment is really what's important for you to let go of. The universe is there. The universe wants to help you. It can't do that if you're fighting it, if you're fighting everybody. There's no chance for you to actually hear what they have to say or be present with the messages that might be in front of you. Now, let's see where this is all going and see if we can tie this all up. So where this is all going is that you have the Moon card in reverse, which is the subconscious mind, which is probably like the old outdated programming that has been keeping you in this stagnation, right? You have the Strength card, which is like moving forward, which also reminds me of the Nine of Wands, which is like this final battle, keep your head up no matter what is going on. Then you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, but you have the Knight of Pentacles upright. So this abandonment or this limiting beliefs might have to do with you and your success in terms of making money or being very abundant. But where this is all going is that the Knight of Pentacles here tells me that you will be moving forward. If this is really a fear of yours, you are already moving forward and you will be moving forward. It's a slow and steady pace, but the beauty of the Knight of Pentacles is that it's slow, but it's steady, and there will be a momentum. You will gain that momentum that will bring you to this Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you don't believe that it's going fast enough. This has to do also with the patience and planning, having patience with yourself, but also start planning certain strategies or moves. You might be someone who's like, oh, but I like to go with the flow. The flow is fine. You can go with the flow. That doesn't mean that you can't mentally start planting or programming certain things that you will do. Okay, next week, my goal by the end of the month is to have at least, let's say, 5 videos out on YouTube. So you schedule, I'll do 2 this week, 1 next week, and 2 the next week. It doesn't mean you have to follow that plan, but it gives you a better vision of time in the 3D reality. And like this will also give you a better idea of how long it actually takes you to do videos. You understand what I mean? Like the concept of time needs to be a little more a little more respected or understood. Again, I feel like this has to do with your subconscious programming, the moon card with the judgment, the stagnation over here. You're on the verge of breaking free from all this. That's why you have the strength card. This is where it's taking you. The strength is helping, is supporting you into breaking these limiting beliefs about yourself. I feel like you have hit a riches, and your fear has kind of, your fear of abandonment or not being successful has kind of stifled your ground, kind of like, you know, when you trip. That's the feeling that I'm getting over here. That you did get success and now you've like tripped and you fell and you feel like you've like regressed. But the energies here are very clear on telling you that it's only a state of mind. That is just a question of you flipping the script, and more importantly, to keep moving forward, having patience with yourself, and just start slow planning. Start planning ahead, and everything's gonna make sense. Sacred Reverence is your oracle card. We will read the book, because I don't really know this one that well. Looking in the world, do you see all of life or only a limited part? When you look at a blade of grass, do you see just a plant? When you encounter a puppy, do you see just an animal? While this categorizing is one way of viewing the world, it is only a fraction of the truth. It isn't enough. Look closer and you'll observe the luminosity immanent in these living sentient beings. If you can allow yourself to take in all the world, including its spirit, then you see the whole. Reverence is an act of deep witnessing, respect, and awe. You experience it when you perceive every being and everything, every plant, rock, and tree as sacred and alive. You naturally lean into a state of bliss and harmony and a profound sense of well-being. Whatever your dilemma or question, try to reframe your perspective to acknowledge the spiritual. If everything has value, everything, including your most frustrating challenges, would you still ask your question from the same place? Can you regard the other as sacred, thereby erasing the separation between you? Embracing the perfection of how you came together is real magic. And you are tapping into this unity right now. No matter who or what is in front of you, see the person or thing as luminous and your interaction as holy. Then you will know what to do for the highest good of all. And the key words are aim for the truth, awe for the truth that spirit is everywhere, inspiration coming through you as a result of reverence, joyful living, exploring possibilities with curiosity, spiritual passion, manifesting from the starting point of the realm of spirit, which could also be the reason why we got the third eye chakra. The third eye is like you see from a different perspective, but more importantly, you see the spiritual realms. You see the spirituality of everything. You see how everything is alive. You're connected with everything. So this is something that you probably will be developing, and it's going to help you and aid you to see things differently. See things in a better just in a different perspective that helps alleviate the stagnation that you've created for yourself. And the stone you have chosen was the ruby, abundance, courage, passion. The chakra is the heart chakra. The vibrational number is 3. Astrological sign is Aries, Cancer, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio. Affirmation: I am divinely guided by pure love and passion. The meaning is Ruby encourages passion and motivates us to achieve our goals. Talk about planning and patience. It brings joy, happiness, and courage. It is a stone of wealth and confidence. Rubies activate and open our heart space to love and the divine. The associated card, of course, is Rose, the Rosa, also known as Rose. Love, passion, joy, emotions. Maybe look into the meaning a little deeper. Search, do a little bit of research. Maybe you'll see more information coming out for you. Or maybe just go to your local stone shop and purchase a ruby. Might help you in finding the confidence, finding the patience, finding the courage into moving forward. I think that is it. Let me know if there was any additional information you'd like from this reading. This goes for every other group as well. Write a question down in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe if this has resonated. Thank you so much for your time and allowing me to take part in this incredible journey of yours called life. And I will talk to you guys in 2 weeks. Ciao.